Hello everyone and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe. Today I'll be going over Invincible versus Invincible. What do I mean by this? I mean I will be looking at the Invincible variants in the game and comparing them and seeing which of them is better or which of them is best for which part of the game in which scenarios. So yeah, if you do enjoy this, then please leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. It does help a lot. Thank you all for the support in the previous videos. This idea came to me just from this restricted arena event here. As you can see, the only available heroes in it are Invincible or Invincible. I also saw a few comments on my last videos, basically talking about the two here, blue suit or yellow suit, and seeing basically which of those that people think are better. And I think there are two answers to that. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a look at it. So yeah, basically right now there's a restricted arena event where you can only use Invincible, and this is quite fun. I guess that they're going a different direction with these. As we can see, the next ones will be Conquest and Lucan. Basically, with season 4 being out right now, they seem to be trying to, I guess, follow the season in terms of which heroes you can use based on who is being shown in the season, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'll first of all do an analysis of the Invincibles, and then we can have some gameplay and sort of talk over who is better or better in what situations. So firstly, I will start with OG Invincible, or yellow suit, I guess, Invincible. He's obviously the sort of main poster child of the game. He's the name of the game, and he is a very strong attacker. As we can see here, he's got the tags Viltrumites, Human, Coalition of Planets, Last Line of Defense, Melee, and Flying. His skills are very strong. His first skill, Supersonic, he flies between enemies incredibly quickly, hitting them up to 5 times at level 10, 3 at level 1, and at level 15 6 times, dealing damage and also getting some life leech on the later levels. This is a strong ability. He does obviously a lot of damage, flies around so he isn't being damaged from the enemies, and also the life leech allows him to regain some health. So this can be very strong, especially if you have him leveled up quite high. His second ability, his passive, Going Steady. While fighting with a last line of defense ally, the team's ability cooldown is reduced by 10% at level 10 and at level 15 by 15%. So each level is basically 1%, as you can see here, apart from the lower levels here. I think it starts off at 5% instead of 10. Yeah, 5%. This is quite strong. Obviously, it decreases the team's cooldown, basically meaning that they can use their main skills quicker. All he has to have is a last line of defense ally, which obviously Invincible is. So if you obviously, for this arena, a restricted arena, for example, he counts towards that. So yeah, that is very useful. It also pairs very well with like Atom Eve and Omni-Man, etc. So yeah, it's a very good passive to have. His next one, when he reaches 20 HP, he gets immunity to all damage for 7 seconds at level 10. At level 1 it's only 5 seconds, but if you get it up to 10 it is 7 seconds, and then 15 it stays at 7 seconds. He also increases energy attack for his main ability, level 10, 25% for 7 seconds, and a cooldown of 28 seconds. Now this is probably the main sort of thing for this Invincible, is that this immunity, especially for 7 seconds, is very long and allows him to stay alive a lot longer, and yeah, really improves and helps his survivability. So this is probably the main thing with this Invincible, is that he has this immunity. It's very, very strong. The only thing that really gets in the way of it is Conquest, and I think that's probably by design. So as long as the enemy aren't really running a high level Conquest, you know, who can break through the immunity, I mean, in the restricted arena you don't have to worry about that, for example, then this is a very, very, very strong ability to have. And then the last one here, triggered at the beginning of every battle, and every 20 seconds. He increases his attack by 10% for 7 seconds and attacks the enemy with the highest attack power. This is obviously level 10. This is quite strong, especially if you can power him up very high. It's very strong, and it's all right. To be fair, it's all right. It's not overly crazy, and it definitely helps him deal more damage to the enemies at the start and throughout it. It doesn't make a big difference, but it is quite good to have, I think. It doesn't make a world of difference though. So that's the sort of OG Invincible. Again, he also does have a totem now. When any ally dies, Seance Dog's powers heal Invincible between level 1 and 10. It's 3%, and then as you can see here, if we get to level 10, 4% of his max HP every time an ally dies. Now this is okay. It's 3%, even 4% isn't that much, so I'd say there's definitely stronger totems out there, but I guess it's nice to have. So that's OG Invincible. I would say he's very good because of his main ability. Deals damage to a lot of enemies, and a decent amount of damage at that, and also then the inner Viltrumite ability where he has the immunity. This is especially effective in PvE. I think that's where this variant of Invincible definitely shines, especially as well because he's so obtainable being in the regular recruitment shops, etc. Now Blue Suit Invincible, or Black and Blue Suit, was added after, obviously, during, I think it was season 3 of the show, and he is also incredibly strong. As you can see, I've leveled him up a little bit further in terms of the skills. Fists of Fury at level 15 basically deals a large amount of damage to the enemy, pushing them back, dealing 375% of his base damage and 25% true damage, ignoring the enemy's defense. So true damage basically means it doesn't matter what the enemy's defense is, he will just deal the basically 25% damage no matter what their defense is. So if it's a conquest or an Allen or a duplicate, it doesn't matter what their defense is, he'll deal the same amount of damage. So this is very, very strong, and especially if you can get to level 15 second cooldown is very, very quick. So this is a very strong ability to have. His next ability is passive. When fighting alongside at least one other attacker, which you should at least have one other attacker in your team, all melee allies gain 10% life leech and 12% attack boost each time Invincible kills an enemy. So Invincible has to kill the enemy himself, and then each time he does, they gain 10% life leech and 12% attack boost. This can stack up, as you can see here at level 10, up to 7 times. Now that is very, very strong as long as Invincible is dealing the final blows to the enemies, basically. Additionally, if the enemy is an invader or Viltrumite, Invincible gains 5% extra life leech and 3% attack boost, which is strong as well. So he also gets a further buff if he kills the enemies himself. Now you're wondering maybe if this is very applicable because or very strong because obviously he has to do the final blow. If we skip to the final ability here, which works with this, we can see why that is very strong, because this ability, Skullbreaker, when an enemy's HP drops to 25%, Invincible rushes to deliver a series of 3 headbutts, dealing a total of 25% of the enemy's max HP as damage. However, 15% of the damage dealt is also applied to him. Additionally, his main skill charges by 35%, cooldown of 8 seconds. So this basically means if an enemy becomes low HP, as you can see 25% at level 15, then he rushes towards them and deals a large amount of damage. He receives a little bit in return, but it's nothing too crazy, I don't think. And this also increases his main skill, which again deals a lot of damage. So this ability, if you pair it with the second passive, is basically what allows him to gain those buffs a lot easier and to deal the final blows. And then his third ability, Shielded Fury, when any type of shield or immunity is active on him. So for example, Atom Eve's shields or immunity shields from like Canslock, for example, he deals an extra 6% true damage at level 10, ignoring enemies' defenses, and grants 10% life leech. Once per battle, when an ally's HP drops to 15%, he dashes towards the enemy that dealt the damage and taunts them, becoming immune to all damage for 6.5 seconds. So he also has an immunity. It's not triggered when he becomes low on HP, it's when one of your allies becomes low on HP, and the allies HP would be 10%. If you could take it to 15, yep, that doesn't change. So this is a little bit different in the fact that you don't really want Invincible himself to be on the front lines to trigger the immunity. You want one of your allies to then get to 15% HP, and then Invincible triggers the immunity and taunts the enemies away from your ally. So this is very, very strong, especially with the shield and immunity. So if you have someone on your team, for example, obviously not within the restricted arena, like Atom Eve or what's his name, General Craig, who provides shields, that massively buffs him. He also has a totem. When his HP drops to 40%, he immediately gains an attack boost for 8 seconds, equal, and this is at level over level 10, equal to 27% of the attack of the enemy with the highest attack stat. So what this means is when he becomes low HP, well, relatively low, 40%, he gains an attack stat, basically. This is quite strong, maybe not too crazy, but I definitely think it helps a lot. And I would say it's better than the OG Invincibles, his totem. So yeah, I would say they're both very strong. I would say Blue Suit is better in PvP, but I think Blue Suit is probably better in PvE. So there is also obviously Cape Vincible. He is in the criminal faction. I'm not including him in this analysis just because he's not within the restricted arena. He is strong. His stats looked a lot better than they actually were when he launched. He has since been buffed, so he should be better now and should be stronger, but I still don't think he compares to these two Invincibles here, unfortunately. So yeah, he is alright, but yeah, he's not at the level of the other two, definitely. So without further ado, let's have a look and see if we can do some arena battles here. We'll just see how we get on. But yeah, I think with the heroes, with the two Invincibles, I think that they are both very good. I think if you were to sort of say which one is better overall, I would be tempted to go with Blue Suit Invincible, just because, as you can see here, his main ability triggers a lot more often. His headbutts are incredibly strong, and yeah, he just deals a bit more damage than OG Invincible. That's not to say OG Invincible is bad. I think OG Invincible is good, but definitely at some of the higher levels I have seen, especially against Conquest, for example, in PvP, he does struggle a bit. I would say that he is incredibly strong in PvE, and he's a lot easier to obtain. So if you're new to the game or relatively new to the game, then I would still say he's definitely worth building up, just because he is so good in PvE, and also he's a lot easier to obtain. You know, he's in the regular recruitment shop. He's in pretty much every shop that ever comes out, unless it's like a restricted to a faction. But yeah, I would say they're both equally, not equally good, but they're both good, and they both have their strengths and weaknesses. I'm not gonna fight that anomaly guy. He looks too high level. Ooh, wow, these are quite tough. I'm gonna maybe see if I can take this guy on. But yeah, they're both strong. I think definitely Blue Suit is better in PvP, and I guess OG Invincible is better in PvE. Yeah, both are good. Can't go wrong with both. If you have either in your team, you're doing well. The only thing is they have the human tag, so obviously fighting against Nissa, they get the debuff from that humans get fighting against her. Don't think we're going to be able to do this one, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's the only thing is fighting a Nissa, you sort of give a debuff to your team, and fighting Conquest, you lose, I guess, the immortality effect a lot easier on original Invincible. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little sort of breakdown between the two there, just because I think it's quite fun, and as I say, I was just sort of thinking, you know, which one of them is better, and I think they're both very good, but Blue Suit definitely PvP, and OG for PvE. So yeah, hopefully that helps you. This restricted arena is, as of time of recording, about 3 days left. We've then got Conquest and Lucan. If I don't think I'm going to make a video on those two, because in terms of who's better, Conquest smacks Lucan easily. I don't even have a Lucan built, so next week's going to be interesting. But yeah, if this helped you and you enjoyed the video, then yeah, please leave a like, subscribe for more. I've got some more videos coming out soon. Support on the previous videos has been amazing, so appreciate it. Thank you again. And yeah, we'll just finish up the fight here. Hopefully we can beat this guy. Oh, our blue suit's taking a hit. Hopefully I've got the cans lock on him, so hopefully that keeps him up for a bit. And then, oh, he's down, but we done it. There we go. So yeah, thanks again. And yeah, cheers and see you in the next one.